This time on Pet Medics, it's a big day for new grad Max as he attempts his first ever amputation.
I am nervous, but I don't know, hopefully it'll go all right.
What's wrong with 3-week calves? This farmer has a few theories.
He never had bung eyes, but he's got bung eyes now.
And Kate desperately tries to save a dog with a mysterious tongue condition. But is she too late?
Pretty bad, isn't it? I wish I bloody seen it earlier.
In this bayside city in the heart of New Zealand's North Island, the Tauranga vets work hard to care for animals from town and country, and every day sees new and unexpected challenges. It's 9 a.m. and vet nurse Kylie opens up the clinic. They could be in for a busy day. The first patient is already waiting.
Is he normally quite swollen around the mouth? This is something abnormal.
Buster the puppy is feeling incredibly sensitive around his mouth and doesn't want anyone having a look.
Okay.
Kylie can see Buster is in a lot of pain and immediately brings him in. Kate's first patient is being processed as she walks through the door.
Careful, he went me.
The dog did?
Yeah.
I'm Kate and it's Buster, is it?
Yeah.
7-month-old Buster's tongue started to swell up last night.
Has he eaten anything that you know of that he shouldn't have? Might have. And is he able to eat this morning or no? Yeah, okay.
He's usually a very active dog, always barking, very loud. He's been very different.
Kate needs to examine Buster, but the injury is making him nervous and distressed, so she muzzles him for everyone's safety.
He's got a very high temperature at the moment.
Really gonna need to have a look at that face. Gosh, his tongue's so swollen, isn't it? Mainly his tongue rather than his,
Always under here.
all under there as well, yeah.
Kate can't remove the muzzle while Buster is being aggressive, so she makes the best diagnosis she can.
I think what's probably happened is he's been stung by a bee and he's had an allergic reaction. We'll treat for the most likely possibility first, and if things are not going well, we'll need to probably give him some sedation to examine him further. Allergic reactions can get really serious if it starts to swell up in the airways there and he can't breathe properly. We definitely don't want that swelling to get any worse.
With Kylie and Shane holding Buster down, Kate administers antihistamines and anti-inflammatories to try and reduce the swelling.
That's a good man. What a good boy you are.
Then she inserts a drip to provide Buster with vital fluids.
Just make sure his hydration's good because he's not really able to eat and drink at the moment.
Buster will stay at the clinic to be monitored.
Over the next few hours, at least we should start to see some improvements. But if it's not starting to resolve at all, then we might need to look at giving him some sedation to really look in his mouth properly and see what's going on in there.
Shane can only hope that Buster soon returns to his normal, playful self.
He's part of the family, you know, plays with all the kids, and I'm hoping he improves.
Out in rural Tauranga, Vet Holly is on the road. There's a sick calf who needs urgent attention.
It's got some mucky ears and its eyes have been weeping. One that's really common in our young animals is pink eye. It's basically a type of bacteria that can cause really bad ulcers, can potentially lead to blindness.
But the job is bigger than she first thought. It's not one sick calf, but 3.
I've pulled them up so that I've isolated them from the others.
Perfect, perfect.
Owner Carol is an old-school farmer with years of experience managing cattle.
I used to be on a sheep and beef farm down South Taranaki, so I've kind of been around animals for a long time, and I just love my animals.
Oh,
Carol's got a few theories of her own about what could be wrong.
Usually with pink eye, the membranes usually go really red.
Like they're not wormy or anything, but they have lost weight. And that one's got bung eyes.
Just relax, just relax. Oh my goodness, there you go.
I actually just brought him up to keep the other one company,
No, 'cause
but
when
then
he's
the
just
next
got that
day he
one.
got the bug eyes.
Holly's starting to suspect there's more to the problem than simply bung eyes.
You can see there's a little ulcer there. It's almost like little sort of ulcers on its nose and things too. I guess I'd definitely be concerned that we have got a touch of pink eye going through them. The issue is what's causing the ears and the nose.
Could Holly be stumped?
It's just it's a little bit weird.
Back at the clinic, fearless feline adventurer Nancy has come in for an unusual operation, the amputation of a paralysed leg.
Nancy has already climbed her favourite tree twice with her dangling leg.
Best friend Sid is also along for moral support.
Loves Nancy to pieces, and he rough and tumbles her, and they're best friends.
New vet Max first encountered Nancy after she was found injured far from home.
We thought she'd been potentially run over by a bike or something, and what's happened is she's lost all innervation to her left leg, and so is essentially paralysed.
Exactly how she received the injury is a mystery, but as owner Rosie explains, Nancy's packed a lot of excitement into her 16 months.
She was stuck up a tree for 2 days. She was stuck in the linen cupboard for a day. Ended up on my friend Hannah's roof of her car, and the next thing a paw was coming down on the windscreen. So Nancy was car surfing but survived that. This is adventure number, I don't know how many.
Whether Nancy's car surfing habit was responsible, who knows? But her front left leg is now useless.
If we place this foot down here, she'll quickly correct it. If we then go around to this leg, when we place that down, there's just no connection there to the brain that's telling it, actually, my paw is upside down, I do need to flick it over.
It's Max's first ever amputation, a major operation with very real risks.
There can be complications. We will do everything we can to sort of minimise those, but it's definitely important to think of.
There's just time for a quick cuddle with Mum before the operation.
We'll be in touch as soon as she's out of surgery.
Rosie's hoping Nancy's feisty spirit will bring her through.
Hopefully everything will go fine.
At the Tauranga Vet Clinic, new grad Max is preparing for his first ever amputation on adventurous Moggy Nancy.
I'm quite nervous about this. I haven't amputated a limb before, and it is quite a major surgery. Lots of blood vessels to deal with, and it's very high risk.
Max is being mentored by more experienced vet Kate, who has performed many amputations before, but only one of this type.
That brings back all my memories of that surgery.
How long ago was that?
When I was a new grad.
Oh, Kate, that's ages ago.
This is not a routine amputation. Normally the leg will be removed below the shoulder, but because of nerve damage, they'll be removing the shoulder blade as well. It's a more difficult procedure, but will provide a better outcome for Nancy.
Remove the forelimb, close the wound, and you're done.
Max hasn't got sweat dripping yet.
I haven't. It was pretty hot in here though.
The surgery begins. Kate and Max make an incision around the arm to remove all the muscle from the scapula before tying off Nancy's crucial blood vessels.
So basically, we've got to get this muscle off one way or another, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Max and Kate work together during the 2-hour operation, which requires all their concentration.
If we take off down there?
Don't you reckon? Yeah.
But just as the surgery is going well, Nancy's blood pressure starts to drop.
We really need to get it out because otherwise she might go on for renal failure anyway.
Finally, Kate completely removes the limb.
Beauty.
Fantastic.
Woo! We're off.
But it's not over yet.
Got the leg off, controlled all the bleeding, but Nancy's having a bit of low blood pressure at the moment. She's not out of the woods until we basically control that and get her anaesthetic under control.
Max sutures the wound.
That's going to come together nicely.
Yeah.
And Nancy's blood pressure starts to rise.
All done. Right.
The operation is complete. Nancy and Max have come through with flying colours.
Very stressful at times in that surgery. It was really encouraging to have Kate there with me. She's obviously a great experienced surgeon, so to have her support was really good on my first one.
Now the hard work of recovery begins. Out on Carol's farm, Holly is facing a challenge of her own. What's causing the calves' strange symptoms?
They've got sort of some crusty lesions on their nose and ears. You can definitely tell there's a touch of pink eye. Just going to have a listen to their chests, check out their temperature, see what else is going on.
Carol's concerned. Despite herself, she cares deeply for her animals.
I don't give them names because I get too attached, and then when I have to send them to the works, it's a bit hard. I just tell them they're going on a holiday to the sky.
They're all running pretty big temperatures. Eczema would definitely be something that's potentially on the cards.
Facial eczema in cattle is a serious disease which causes damage to the liver. But there's more.
The other thing that we could potentially check for, particularly when they've started to show symptoms of other things, is BVD.
BVD is a condition that drastically lowers the immune system of infected animals.
They're basically just a virus factory, so they spread it to everyone. It just basically lowers everyone's immunity.
Holly has to break the full implications of BVD to Carol.
They're never going to clear the infection, basically just would cull them already. Just going to spread virus to everyone else, so that's where there's just no point in continuing with them.
If BVD is confirmed, all 3 calves will be put down to protect the rest of the herd. Holly administers antibiotics for the pink eye and takes a blood sample. All Carol can do is wait.
At the end of the day, if you're going to buy in stock, you've got to be prepared to pay whatever it costs to have it healthy. It's a no-brainer to me.
If they do have BVD, these calves might be going on holiday to the sky.
You either dodge the bullet or you don't.
Back at the clinic, it's been 8 hours since puppy Buster was given medication for a possible bee sting to his mouth. But instead of getting better, he's getting worse.
Pretty bad, isn't it? It's not responding as we would expect with a bee sting, which should be getting less swollen. So it's looking like maybe something else is going on here.
Buster's gone downhill. Kate now thinks there may be something caught in his tongue, and she wants to take immediate action.
Really need to give him some sedation, have a good look in the back of his throat there. I wish I'd bloody seen it earlier. Anyway, I've got to ring him now.
Kate rings owner Shane.
I just think we probably need to have a good look in the back of that throat and just check that there's definitely nothing stuck there or nothing there that could be causing it. To do that would cost somewhere in the realms of $120.
I won't be able to afford that.
You won't be able to?
No.
Okay. Sucks when money comes into it, doesn't it? You just want to just do it. Buster boy, hey boy.
Shane is unable to afford the treatment and doesn't have pet insurance, so all Kate can do is administer more anti-inflammatories and pain relief.
Fingers crossed that the second dose will help a little bit for overnight, and we'll just have to assess him in the morning and wait and see.
The next morning, Kate's back to check on Buster.
Buster's really no good this morning. He's really in a lot of pain. He's pretty uncomfortable, and his tongue's actually even more swollen than it was before. We've got to do something and do something quickly so that he's put out of his suffering, or we do something about it to try and fix it.
Shane's mum Naomi has come in and is shocked at Buster's condition.
It's so sad to see. I just want to cry. It's not nice seeing him like that at all.
The only way we can proceed from here is to give him some sedation to really get a good look in the back of the mouth there, find out what's going on. But are you happy to proceed with that?
I'm happy to proceed with that, yeah.
Yeah.
For Kate and Buster, there's not a moment to lose.
Feeling really terrible that we're going to lose him and we're never going to see him again.
Just make sure he can breathe through his nose, because sure as hell can't breathe through here. There's nothing I can see wrapped around it at this stage, so it doesn't look like it's going to be an easy fix.
Buster's case is highly unusual and is attracting attention from the rest of the staff.
It's just a big ulcer now, this tongue. So painful, incredibly painful.
It's a mystery, and Kate tries one last thing to relieve the swelling.
I'm just going to stick a needle in it and just make sure that there's nothing in there like to drain. Oh, look at that.
Oh, wow.
Kate is able to drain the abscess on Buster's swollen tongue.
It's already so much smaller.
It's an unusual problem with an unusual solution.
Oh, I've not seen anything like this, yeah. It's possible that he's had something stuck in the tongue or he's had a bite that's got infected. We're probably never going to know what the underlying cause of it is. It's going to be one of those days.
This case is testing Kate's limits. She discovers the abscess inside Buster's tongue is huge, and it takes all of her considerable skills to treat it.
Oh my God. Oh, stress, man. Stress.
After a marathon effort, Kate has drained and flushed the enormous abscess inside Buster's tongue and inserted a tube so that they can get food into his stomach.
Okay, we're done.
Now they have to wait to see if he can recover.
I'm really hopeful that we can get him fixed, but equally he's definitely not out of the woods. We'll get some food into him through the feeding tube, get him started on some good antibiotics, but we'll just have to take it as it comes.
It's the start of a new week, and Holly has an important phone call to make. Test results are back for the 3 sick calves. Their lives hang in the balance as Holly reveals whether they have the chronic disease BVD.
Those BVD results have come back through, and all 3 of the calves are negative. So that is very good news. So we don't need to send any of them on.
The calves are clear of the life-threatening disease, but Holly has more news.
We have got liver disease there, and at this time of year, by far the most likely would be facial eczema to be the cause of that.
It's a blow for Carol, but Holly is optimistic.
They are young animals, and the liver does have an amazing power to regenerate.
Come on, boys.
Carol shares Holly's positive attitude.
Come on. I'm hoping that because they're young, that they'll be able to make a reasonably full recovery. I'm feeding them twice a day, and they're in a paddock which has got fairly good fresh grass in it, and I can keep an eye on them to make sure that everyone's heading in the right direction. That's the way. Come on, eat your tea. That's the way.
And the calves are in good hands. There'll be no holidays to the sky for them just yet. Back at the clinic, adventurous Moggy Nancy has been recovering after her leg amputation and is sporting a dramatic new look.
How you doing, little one?
Despite being one limb down, it seems Nancy's already got the hang of balancing on 3 legs.
Look at that. No problem. She's such a lovely cat, and it's really good to see her, hopefully make a really full recovery. I think she's definitely rearing to get going. There you go. There you go.
Out in reception, Nancy's owner Rosie and best friend Sid can't wait to see her.
Sometimes the owners aren't quite prepared for seeing their animal with only 3 legs. It can be quite a shock.
Hi, darling. Oh, my
Here you go, girl.
goodness. Oh.
She's dealing with it really well.
Girl. Oh, she's so alert, isn't she?
She is. I think she's definitely bouncing back to her normal self quite quickly. Until that really heals, we do want to make sure that she's not sort of bouncing around too much or playing with Sid.
Yeah, okay.
Nancy will be on pain relief and anti-inflammatories until the wound is healed.
Looks horrific, but we can see it bouncing around, so she's going to be herself, I think. She's still got that spirit. She'll learn to get around without that leg.
No doubt Sid and Nancy will be up to mischief in no time. And today she'll be riding home inside the car. And it's home time for another brave animal.
Oh, good man. Oh my goodness, you're fine.
It was touch and go for Buster the dog, But after a night's rest and recuperation, a different dog has emerged.
Come here, look who's here. Oh, there we go, good man. Oh, exciting, isn't it? Hey.
Holly fills owner Shane in on Buster's progress.
The swelling in his tongue has just come down so much. It was, amazing really. Obviously not what we were expecting. And the other really good news is that he's actually started eating on his own. Just keep offering him soft food. That's gonna be the best option.
He's made a remarkable recovery, and even with the feeding tube and drain still in, he's a much happier dog.
They've done a really good job with him. He's looking a lot better.
All going well, he'll be back in a few days to have his drain and feeding tube removed.
He's like been walking everywhere in the room trying to get out. He's ready to get back out there.